Hi everybody, my name is Bassem Hanna. I'm the founder and CEO of Almega Corp, a real estate developer based out of the GTA. And today I'm here to talk to you about stress. So in my position, I tend to deal with a lot of stress because I take on the burden of other people's money. I have investors that trust me with their capital, and I have to deliver a return to them over the course of a number of months or years. And to get those returns, I have to go out and conduct different forms of business. In my case, it's inside real estate, where I'm taking a raw piece of land and I have to take it through entitlement, which means I have to deal with the city and other regulatory bodies. And then I have to take it through construction, which means that I have to deal with trades, sub-trades, real estate agents, licensing and governing bodies, lawyers, accountants, planners, everything. And then we have to sell and deliver a product before my investors can make that return. That whole life cycle takes probably 3 to 8 years, depending on where you are in the life cycle when you start the investment. And as you can imagine, not everything is in my control. In fact, a lot of the time I am quarterbacking the project through different phases by hiring or retaining different consultants to do their job or to do a specific job. And if they don't do that specific job correctly, or if the rules change, or if there's some kind of headwind that stalls the project, it ultimately causes me stress because it puts my end goal, which is to deliver returns to investors, in some form of jeopardy. And it's my job to steer or navigate the ship so that make sure that we move away from the troubled waters and then we get into the good waters of good returns and happy investors. What am I dealing with right now that gives me stress? I find that I come on here sometimes and I'm preachy because it's about things that I've done and that I've accomplished successfully. Well, I'm here to tell you that stress is very real in my life all the time, especially right now. What's causing me stress at the moment is as a business, we are evolving. We have just finished the entitlement. So this is getting the land approved to build what we want to build. And now we are about to go into the construction part of the project. The only problem is I'm building projects that are bigger than I've ever built before. Normally, I used to do 20 to 50 unit apartment renovations, which is something that's already built, and I'm tearing it apart and I'm putting it back together in a different way. This is ground up development. It's a bit of a different thing. And I'll be honest, it's scary, right? I'm doing something at a much bigger scale that I haven't done before. I have a lot of confidence that I can do it, and I think I have the technical expertise to do it, but knowing something in your mind and executing it are two very different things. And right now, I'm at like the tip of the diving board, and I'm about to jump into full-blown construction on high-rise assets. To deal with my stress, to deal with this specific stress, I think the solution to my problem here is that I need to find a partner. And finding a partner that is specifically experienced in building high-rise assets. That seems like an easy thing to do, but it's not, because you have to find a partner that, one, has the right experience, two, has the bandwidth to complete the projects that we need to get done together, and three, most importantly, you get along with them. If I enter into a partnership, I'm entering into a relationship that's going to last 2 to 4 years, depending on how long the construction takes. So if we don't get along, we don't like each other, and we don't see eye to eye, it's going to be detrimental for me and my work-life balance over the next few years, and more importantly to my investors, and it puts their returns at jeopardy, which is really the paramount thing that I care about when I do projects like this. So how do I deal with stress? Not well all the time, that's the truth. And I'd love to say that I'm cool as a cucumber all the time, but that's just not the case. Normally how I deal with stress is when I get the initial burst, or like when I realize what it is that's causing me stress. I guess step one is figure out what's causing you stress. When you figured out what's causing you stress, internalizing it. Internalizing it can take many different forms. You know, when I was younger and I was dealing with my stress, I used to tend to take it out on the people that were around me the most, my loved ones. You know, like my wife or my close friends would tend to see me, like my mood would shift. I'd either stop talking or I'd trigger very quickly and get angry. And then over time you realize that these people aren't the cause of your stress, so stop taking it out on them. They love you and they want you to succeed. So don't push the people away that are trying to help you. Number two is get educated. You know, oftentimes you're stressed because you're not 100% sure how things are going to play out, and that anxiety builds up, or at least that's with me. Until I know the solution and I can see it coming or it's completed, I tend to just carry a little bit of stress with me to make sure that, I don't know, that's my body's like natural defense mechanism to make sure that I'm aware and attentive of what's happening all the time. But then how do I deal with it? At the end of the day, you have to take yourself out of the specific situation and look at big picture perspective. Oftentimes when I'm stressed, it's about a very specific thing that's not going my way, or that I found, or like a piece of bad news that I just got that I know I need to deal with. You have to take once you've assessed the problem and you realize that you're in it, you have to take yourself out of it and be like, okay, big picture, how is this going to affect me? In 3 months' time, am I still going to be stressed about this? In 6 months' time, what is it going to look like? In a year's time, am I going to remember it? In 5 years' time, is this going to even affect any aspect of my life whatsoever? Oftentimes, the answer is no, it won't. You know, you'll deal with it in the next 1 to 2 to 5 months or whatever it is, depending on what it is that's causing you stress, and then you move on. You know, as an entrepreneur or as any business owner, it is your job to deal with stress. You have to absorb the incoming bad news and turn it into a positive. So to tie that into an example, my partner search. I'm just about to start construction and I don't have a business partner. And my investors are looking at me and be like, buddy, we love you and we believe in you, but you have our money on the line and you're asking us to take on this really big execution risk that we would love to see you not do alone. So at the beginning of 2023, we had those conversations. Yeah, this is a 9-month thing. That's why it leads to a lot of stress. We started looking for partners. We went for big guys, we went for small guys, we went for startup guys, people. And we met a lot of people through the process. We networked. We found out who we fit with, we found out who we could do a deal with, we found out who we had bandwidth, and ultimately we met the right people. You know, we met the people that we felt comfortable could take these projects that we have and help us and align with, take these projects that we have and help us get them over the goal line. And then we made sure that we negotiated a deal that made both of our interests aligned to each other, so that it wasn't me worried about what they were doing and them worried about what I was doing. It was like, hey, we're all in this together, and from this point forward, we are one partnership, and we are going to have to see this through to the end to get to the other side. So to all of the people out there that are in similar shoes to mine, which is you take on entrepreneurial ventures, or you have your own business, or you're responsible for others and you're dealing with stress, you know, I want to tell you, you're not alone. That's the episode for today. Catch you next time.